partnership, social enterprise, and franchises. These are different kind of businesses. Basically, they are all small businesses anyway. They are small businesses. So we start. We just go down. Yeah, when we talk about entrepreneurs are owners of the business. They are those individuals who have taken the risk to set up a business and which their aim is to profit maximize. We call them entrepreneurs because they have put their own money into the business. They have put all their savings into the business. On a business that is risky. Why is it a risk? It's a risk because they don't know what happens afterwards. So they have to contain whatever happens afterwards. That's why they call it a risk. They said people who set up businesses are called entrepreneurs. They are donors, and without them, businesses would never exist in the private sector. The roles played by entrepreneurs. What are the roles of entrepreneurs? One, entrepreneurs are innovators. Why are they innovators? Because they use their money and they come up with new business idea. That is why whenever you want to set up a business, it's an idea that comes to you. I have to do something different. I want to do something. It's an idea. Because it's an idea, that means you are innovating. So entrepreneurs are responsible for organizing the factors of production. So they are the controller. They are the controllers of all other factors of production. That's land, labor, and capital. Entrepreneurs control these factors of production. That's another responsibility of entrepreneurs. The third one, since entrepreneurs are the owners, they have to make all the key decisions. They may make decisions on how to raise finance, product design, choice of production method, prices, recruitment, and wages. So because they are the owners of the business, so strategic decisions made by the business will be done by the entrepreneurs. The last one, the entrepreneurs are risk takers. They are risk takers because they've put their money into the business that might not even yield profit. So whatever happens to that business, the end they don't know. But they are just optimistic that the future of the business is intact. That's why it's one of their characteristics, optimism. So they are risk takers because they believe that whatever they have invested on will yield a return. Any question about that?
Who's like the entrepreneurs?
Anyone that starts a business, anybody that risk to set up a business, anybody that is the owner of a business is an entrepreneur.
Managers, directors are...
No.
No.
Managers are not entrepreneurs. They are not.
Okay. So the owners.
The owners are the entrepreneurs, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
At the A level, at the AS level, you have the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are employees too, but they act like entrepreneurs. We'll call them intrapreneurs. But it's not for this level.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the roles of entrepreneurs, organizers. They organize all the factors of production. They take decisions. They take risk. They are innovators. They come up with business ideas. I think it's clear. So we go to unincorporated businesses. When we talk about unincorporated businesses, we're talking about businesses that are the same with their owners. They don't have legal entity. They don't have a separate legal entity. They don't have a separate legal entity between them and the owners. They are the same. The owners of the business are the business, like the sole trader, like the partnership. So whatever happens to that business happens to the owner of the business. That's why we call them unincorporated business. So here they say unincorporated business. These are the businesses where there is no legal distinction between the owners and the business. Everything is carried out by the owner of the business. So the business tends to be small and owned by one person or a small group of people. So example of an unincorporated business is a sole trader. A sole trader is an unincorporated business. A partnership is an unincorporated business. Despite having few numbers of people having the business, it's still a small business because the owners are not separated from the business. So whatever happens to that business could affect the owners of the business. That's why we call it unincorporated. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Then we have incorporated businesses. We call them incorporated because they have separate legal entity. They have separate legal identity from the owners of the business. They are different from the owners of the business. So that's why we call them incorporated business. Example of incorporated business are private limited company, public limited company. Any question about that?
No.
So we go to sole trader, which is one example of unincorporated business. A sole trader or sole proprietorship is a business that is owned and controlled by one man. That's why I call it sole. So just one. One individual owned the business.
Mm-hmm.
He or she might have large numbers of workers, but he is the owner of the business. So what are the advantages of a sole trader? One, the owner keeps all the profit. As a sole trader, you are the owner of the business, so whatever profit you make, they are all yours. The profit, they are independent. Owners have complete control. They are their own boss. Nobody controls what they do. They take charge. It is simple to set up with no legal requirements. So you don't have to go to the government before you set such business up. You don't need to do paperwork. You can put your business in your building. You can open a shop here and start your sole trade business. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Flexibility. As a sole trader, you can adapt quickly to changes.
Yeah.
Because you have small customer base. So whatever happens within that time, you can change. You can quickly change things. Whatever it is, you can easily change. You can switch from selling bottles to selling cups. You can switch from. It's a small business. You can switch anytime. You can be flexible to change, to adapt to changes. You can offer personal services because you're small. You know the numbers of customers you have. Your customers knows you. Your customers know you. You know your customers. So it's easy for you to have personal services with them. You can even deal directly with them. May qualify for government help. Because you're a small business, government might look like, oh, let's help this kind of business to grow so that it can help the community too. So government could give you financial help, grants. Because government will see at a business that is struggling. So government might want to help.
Mm-hmm.
What are the problems of being a sole trader? Number one, unlimited liability. When we talk about unlimited liability, it means that the debt to the business could be transferred to the owners of the business. If the business is owing, if you have a business and you are owing some creditors, if you are unable to pay your creditors, they might take your car, they might take your building, they might sell it to pay off their debts. Mm-hmm. That's unlimited liability. That means the debt of the business can be transferred or is transferable to the owner's property or owner's private wealth. Is it clear?
Yeah.
It means whatever you have can go for the business if your business is making a loss or if the business is owing. May struggle to raise finance, considered too risky by those that lend money. They are considered as high risk. High risk means they don't have the financial, they are not credit worthy. They might not be able to pay back loans. So they find it difficult to get loans or finance from investors or from banks. Banks don't want to borrow them money because banks are scared that they might not be able to pay back. Independence may be too much of a responsibility. You might think, yes, you have the independence, but you need people's idea too. And you might not be able to get that. And as a result of that, because you lack that final touch from other people, your business might go down. Long hours and very hard work. Because you are the owner of the business, you have to stay there. You have to open the shop and close it. And you have to work hard if you really want the business to grow. Usually too small to exploit economies of scale. A small business does not have a large scale of production. As a result of that, it won't be able to enjoy reduction in the average cost of production. Its cost of production will never be low because it sells in little quantity. So it can't buy it can't sell in large quantities. So it won't be producing in large quantities. As a result of that, its cost will always increase. No continuity. If the owner of the business dies, the business ends. Is it clear? We go to partnership. So another unincorporated business is partnership. When you talk about partnership is a business that is owned and controlled by 2 to 20 people. So the aim is to come together to set up a business and make profits. That's what we call it. That's why we call it partnership. So before a partnership is being set up, there's what we call the deed of partnership. That means they have agreements. They need to have some documents written that would state the affairs of the operations. So if 2 to 20 people are coming together to set up a business, they will come up with different agreements. They have to agree on certain things before they can set up, yes or no?
Yeah.
So that written document that they write, they accept to sign on before they start their business is called deed of partnership. We call it deed of partnership. Deed of partnership.
Okay.
So what are those things that contain the deed of partnership? The amount of capital each partner is putting into the business, how they're going to share profit or loss, the entitlement of salary to partners, how much control they have, which one is having more control and which one is having less control. And the last one, not even the last one, second to the last, the method of accepting new partners. How are they going to be able to accept new partners? It will be in the partnership deed. And the last one is partnership dissolution. What ways in which the partner will be dissolved? It's a partnership. It can end. So how is it going to end? What will make it end? It will be discussed in the agreement.
Okay.
These are what we call partnership deed. Any question about that? So, we go to the advantages of having a partnership. Number one, easy to set up and run, because it's same as the sole trader. In partnership, you don't have to see the government before you set it up. You can just come together, sit and agree, then you start your partnership business. You don't have to involve government. Two, partners can specialize in their area of expertise. We might have you as an accountant, me as a banker, him as an insurer. We come together to start up a financial settings, a financial business. So each partner might have its own expertise. Each partner might have his own skills. Unlike sole trader, that's why we said sole trader might be too independent to take responsibility. There are some things that the sole trader would not know. But for partnership, different people will come up with different ideas that they will use together. Is it clear?
Yeah.
The third one, the job of running the business is shared. So the responsibility is shared. It's not going to be like you carrying all the burden. You are sharing the responsibility. That's an advantage. Financial information is not published. You don't have to make publications about your profit. Unlike private limited company and public limited company, that they have to show their financial statements to the world, to the people. For limited liability company, for a private limited company, for a partnership, you don't have to. Then what are the problems? The first problem is unlimited liability. So whatever happens to the business will affect the owners of the business too. Just the same as sole trader. Two, profit has to be shared. In sole trader, the problem about sole trader is that there's no responsibility shared. There's no shared responsibility. But the advantage about sole trader is that you take all your profits.
Yeah.
But here, the advantage about here is that responsibility will be shared. But the problem here is that profit will also be shared. It's a problem because you might put so much and get little. That's why it's a problem. Is it clear? Is it clear? Great.
Yeah.
Partners may disagree and fall out. It's partnership. We might not agree on a lot of things. We are different. We are different people coming together to start up a business. You might agree with me, I might not agree with him. So because we don't agree on certain things, then there could be conflict, disagreement, and this could become a problem for partnership. Is it clear?
Yes.
And the last one, partnerships still tend to be small. No matter how many people you have, from 2 to 20, it's still a small business. Any question about that?
No.
Then it is possible to have a limited partnership. When talking about partnership is not limited, it's unlimited liability. But you might have one partner that is a limited partner. How? It does not involve in the activity of the business. So whatever happens to the business, the only thing he cares about is the profit he puts into the profits he wants to make. If the business is going down, his personal wealth would not be attached to it, will not be taken. All partners are unlimited. Take care. All partners have unlimited liability. But in those partners, you might have a limited partner who is just putting money into the business. It doesn't take charge, it doesn't make decisions about the business. He only invested in the business. So if the business is going down, his property will not go with it. Other partners' property may go with it, but his own property or her own property will not go because he's a dormant partner. He's a sleeping partner.
Yeah, he just put the
Money
money.
and that's all.
Yeah.
Is it clear? So that's all about partnership. Then we go to franchise. So when we talk about franchise is a business structure that allows the franchisor to sell its franchise to the franchisee. We have the franchisor, that's the owner of the business, the owner of the business. A business selling its brand name to other businesses to use. That is what franchise is about. Do you understand what franchise is here? Do you get it or not?
No.
ABC Limited. ABC it's a business.
Okay.
But ABC is allowing another business to use its name
Just its name.
for operations. Yeah.
Okay.
So ABC becomes the franchisor. That new businesses that will be ABC also becomes the franchisee. Do you get the difference here?
Yeah.
So, they said, what does the franchisor offer to the franchisee? A license to trade under the recognized brand name of the franchisor. So, the franchisor is allowing you, instead of you coming up with your own name for business, you want to do business, but you feel you have there's a successful business that you can work under. It's your business, but under that name. So that business, you become the manager in that business, not the owner. That's what a franchisee means.
Okay.
It's your business. You are the owner of the business, but the business brand name belongs to a well-reputable organization, like McDonald's, like KFC. They sell franchise to outlets, different outlets in different countries. I think you understand now, okay?
Yeah.
So 2, a startup package including help, advice, and essential equipment, usually including branding materials. So the franchisor will also give the franchisee materials needed to run the business. Everything will be merchandised. It will be based on the brand of that business. The third one, training in how to run the business and operate the system used by the franchise. So the franchisor will also train those that will involve the franchisee. Materials, equipment, and support services that are needed to run the businesses will be given by the franchisor. Marketing support will be done by the franchisor. That means advertisement, it's going to be national advertisement. You don't have to pay for advert because the business will do it itself. An exclusive geographical area in which to operate. Wherever you are, there won't be any other franchise there. If McDonald's is in Tripoli, there will not be any McDonald's again in Tripoli. It will only be just one. That is exclusive geographical area. It will only be exclusive to you. Exclusivity means you having that benefit means others won't have the benefit. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So this is what the franchisor will give to the franchisee. In return, you as a franchisee, what are you going to give to the franchisor? Number 1, a one-off startup fee. You have to pay one-off. That means you have to pay the startup fee immediately. And it is non-refundable. If in case you want to stop the business, you're not getting back the money. An ongoing fee, usually based on sales. You also pay a certain amount of money as soon as you sell. Contribution of marketing cost. The franchisor will do the marketing, but you have certain amount of money that you have to pay for marketing. Unlike when you have to do your own marketing, it will be much. But here you pay little because other outlets too will have to contribute. Franchisor may make a profit on some of the materials, equipment, and merchandise supplied to franchisees. Based on the agreement you have with the franchisor, there might be some merchandise that you have to give the franchisor part of the profit made. It will be based on agreement. Any question about that? So we'll go to the advantages of franchise to the franchisee. Advantages of what? Franchise to the franchisee. 1, less risk. A tried and tested idea is used. You don't risk nothing. It's not a new business. The business is already there. The business has a name. That's why you want to buy the franchise. So it is less risky than you starting your own business, making a name for yourself. 2, backup support is given. So whatever you need, you get it from the franchisor. It's an advantage. So whatever happens to you, go back to them. The 3rd one, setup costs are predictable. You know the amount of money you would buy the startup cost. You know it. Not like when you're starting your business, you can't estimate. You can only estimate the amount you can spend. You don't know the correct figure you will spend. When you're starting a new business, you have to buy this, you have to buy that, you have to do this, you have to do that. But when you're buying a franchise, it has a figure. So you know, okay, the outlet is ready. I just have to pay $10,000 and I get the franchise. It's predictable. National marketing may be organized. So the franchise does the marketing national. So you don't have to think about advertisement. But what are the problems about franchise? Number 1, you have to share profit with the franchisor. 2, street contracts have to be signed. It's a contract. It's an unending contract. It's difficult to, because why is it a strict one? It's a strict one because whatever happens in that agreement favors the franchisor. The franchisor will not give you something that will make you advantageous than the franchisor. 3, lack of independence. Strict operating rules apply. You have to take. You cannot decide things. They decide. The franchisor decides. It can be an expensive way to start a business. It is expensive because it involves you signing strict contracts. It involves you not being able to take decisions. All these things are expensive. What are the advantages of franchise to the franchisor? A fast method of growth. You are expanding quicker without you even spending nothing. They are just buying the franchise from you and your business is growing. So ABC will be everywhere without ABC investing on property. Fast growth. 2, cheaper method of growth. Yes, it's cheap. You're not spending nothing. 3, franchisees take some of the risk. So the franchisee would also take part of the risk. So you are spreading your risk. The more outlets you have, the bigger this risk, the smaller the risk becomes. Because you have to start sharing the risk with other outlets. Franchisees may be more motivated than employees. They are the owners of the business. They are well motivated. It's their business. They want to see it grow than even the way employees will see it. Unlike when you have a new outlet in Tripoli, McDonald's having a new outlet in Tripoli, putting employees there. It's not going to be the same as a Libyan buying a franchise from McDonald's to run the business. It's two things. There are two different things here. McDonald's is setting up in Tripoli, Libya. McDonald's opened in Libya without any franchise. It's opened its outlet in Libya. That means McDonald's will employ people to work there, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
These people are not going to be motivated the same way as a Libyan buying franchise of McDonald's, setting it up here. He will be there watching his business. So his own motivation will be bigger than McDonald's employing someone in Libya to work there. Do you understand what it means there now? Okay. What are the problems of franchise to franchisor? Potential profit is shared with franchisee. You have to share profit too with franchisee. Poor franchisees may damage brand's reputation. If Libyan McDonald's service poor, they won't say you that you are the owner is poor. They will say McDonald's is poor.
Yeah.
3, franchisees may get merchandise from elsewhere. You are there in America. The McDonald's here, you are not supposed to sell any other thing in McDonald's than McDonald's things. You might sell something else.
Oh, okay.
Which is not good for McDonald's because of the brand name. Cost of support for franchisees may be high. You might have to train them and train them and train them and train them because you don't want them to destroy your brand name. Because if the brand name destroys, it destroys the whole name. Any question about franchisor? So we go to social enterprises now. For social enterprises, they aim to improve human and environmental welfare or well-being. So, what do they do? Number one, they have a clear social and or environmental mission. They have a clear idea about what they want to do. They want to help the society. That's it. Two, they generate most of their income through trade or donations. So people donate. Sometimes you see different ads on Facebook, like donates to this charity, donates to this, donates to that, to help Syria, to help Turkey, to help. These are social enterprises. They invest most of the profits. When they make profit, they put it back into the business. It's a retained profit. Are majority controlled in the interest of the social mission. The control is because of what they want to do. So those that are involved are those that have witnessed those situations. If you have not been there, you can't be part of it. If you are not a Syrian, you wouldn't understand what Syrians go through during the war. So those that start up this kind of businesses are those that are involved in such situation because they know how to deal with it. Is it clear? Social enterprises may take a variety of forms. Cooperatives usually operate as consumer cooperatives or retail cooperatives. They are owned and controlled by their members. I told you we have the Teachers Cooperative Society, we have the Farmers Cooperative Society. Because you are a teacher, you are part of those groups, you start up the business.
Yeah.
Then we have worker cooperative, which can be teacher, which can be anyone. Charities, they exist to raise money for good cause and draw attention to the needs of disadvantaged groups in the society. The charity organizations, they raise money through donations and they let people to understand in the part of the world that people are vulnerable. Oh, they are living in abject poverty. They don't even have water. They don't even have food. This is what charity does. Any question about that?
No.
We have the. So we'll go to the questions. They said, which of the following is an advantage of a sole trader?
Independence.
Yeah, because you are a sole trader, you have control of the business. Having a clear social and environmental mission is a feature of. When you have a clear mission of social enterprise. A fast method of growth is a key advantage for which business structure?
Fast method of growth is for the franchisor. No, for the the C.
A fast method of growth. Fast method. It's for the franchisor.
Franchisor. I told
you.
No,
not franchise. You said C.
No,
that's franchising.
I said franchisor.
Oh, I didn't hear you. It's franchisor. Because they are the owner of the business. Taking a risk in business is a key role of which of the following?
Taking a risk. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur, yes. I think that's all about that. That takes us to the